Hey everyone, it's Jen here. I just realized I'm on vacation and it's not a weekend. It seems like a weekend to me, but it's not. I think it's Tuesday. Anyway, irrelevant. This is going to be a pick a card reading for what do they think about you. I always love these, and this I've done one of these before and it was pretty popular. So, what do they think about you? This I am reading this for thinking of a romantic partner, but it doesn't have to. Just don't. If anything about romance comes up, that wouldn't be applicable. But it could be anyone because we're gonna try to get at the essence. So for picking a card, we'll just pick the stone, and it'll be a surprise what deck I use. This is Super 7, maybe. It's calcite. Can't remember the name. Rose quartz, purple, pink, aventurine, or the greens. Crystal. This will be group 1, group 2, group 3. And let's just start with group 1. Let's just get into it. Okay, group 1. You didn't know what deck you're getting. The Everyday Witch Tarot, which is definitely in the top of decks to use. There's a readability and a connection with this that is surprising. So they may find something about you surprising, refreshing, unexpected, right? So this is a message. Why the hell was I talking about those qualities of a deck? It's very kind of personal. And I do have a relationship with my decks in a weird way. So let's use this as here we go, could be a Cancer. No idea why the chariot represents Cancer. It makes no sense to me. I guess it's a cardinal sign, but that's about it. Yeah, so they may have misjudged you, had a wrong first impression. It doesn't mean you gave a wrong first impression, like a bad first impression. It just means, people come with their own stories about everything and everyone. And for some reason, they had put you in a certain, how we do with people. We like to say we don't do this, but I think we all do this to some extent. I don't even know if I can put it to words, but you just put people in categories. So they may have at first thought, oh, this person's. I think they thought you were maybe a little. So if you are a Cancer, Cancers are often, I think, misunderstood. I think people see them as sort of not superficial, as in they're not genuine people, but what's the right word? Just maybe not a super deep thinker, or someone that just is positive and happy and goes through life kind of like that, which is obviously a very nice thing, but missing that you're very intelligent, very funny, like just totally missed the mark. Let's put it that way. Totally missed the mark maybe the first time they met you or meet you. But then once they get to know you, it's like this, oh, God damn it. Sorry. Dropping cards. So once they get to know you, they're really sort of taken aback in a really delightful, exciting to them way. Yeah. Let's turn over all the cards, shall we? Whoa, they see you as marriage material. Okay, so if you're dating someone, we'll do this from a romantic perspective. This person, I'm sorry, is it's picking out engagement rings, or trying to figure out where and when to propose to you, because you're marriage material. The Chariot here, yeah, okay, where you are concerned, so say you don't know this person. This person, you have come on, you have caught their attention somehow. You could know them, but not have like a necessarily a really close relationship or anything. Like you don't see them all the time probably, or not in a deep way. Like if they're a coworker, it might just be you run into them getting coffee and say hi, and that's about the extent of it. You don't really have to interact with them or something a lot. So this could be a person that saw you and was like, I'm going to marry that person. I know that people that have that's happened to, um, even when they were quite young, and it stuck. So sometimes I guess some people just know. And the Chariot's all about making a plan. They're making a plan about how to. Let's put it this way: if someone mistakenly, say they do have your phone, like a lot of people at work have my phone that I have barely ever used. It's only for like emergencies. Maybe they will text you and be like, "Oh, wrong person." I feel like that's intentional to try to strike up a conversation or something, you know what I mean? Um, or if you see them every day at the same time or something somewhere, they're they're purposefully like have figured out your schedule and are there. Maybe it was a coincidence a few times, but then it was like, hey, I get to see this person here. I'm going to keep going there. Yeah, so the Chariot it's taking action, it's making a plan and sticking with it. This could be someone, now for a few of you, this could be someone who originally wasn't sure about you. Again, maybe because of that misjudgment, mischaracterization. And maybe I just noticed how cute that the cat's in there. How did I not notice that before? That's cracking me up. Um, for some of you, if you have a child, they may have been like, oh, I don't know, a child. Because that's a big commitment. I personally think it's okay for people to seriously consider that. You don't want someone around your child that really isn't into it, I guess, right? But any obstacles there were, or if maybe it was kind of a long, winding way to get to you for some reason, um, maybe, yeah, maybe this could be someone who's had their eye on you for a long time, and your paths just sometimes they cross, but a lot of times they don't, and they missed a couple opportunities. Maybe the first couple of opportunities were superficial, and then maybe you had to stand in line together and got to really talk. And that's when they were like, wait a minute, this is a quality person here. And then maybe you didn't see each other, maybe because of the pandemic. Maybe it's even been that long for some of you. You could also see this person if people are having weddings with the vaccinations going up, people are more able to travel. So maybe you'll attend a wedding this summer. I bet you there'll be a lot of weddings. I know two people off the top of my head that I interact with fairly regularly that had to postpone their wedding last year. So you could meet at some sort of celebration. There's balloons there. Um, and this Seven of Cups to me is right in the middle is the big heart, right? But they are like, they just can't stop daydreaming about you. They fantasize about you. They fantasize about a life together with they're taking this, they're imagining this out the whole way. I guess the only caution on that is, but no, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say because I really feel like this person is actually a solid, deep person. And that's why they were a little put off when they got the wrong first impression about you, um, because they want someone with the depth that they can talk to and really get into it with, and they're looking for intelligence and more than it was all maybe you're very attractive, and sometimes there's a prejudice against people who are really attractive as much as there are other ways, right? That really pretty women, for example, can't be intelligent and things like that. There's these weird biases that we have. We don't even realize we have them. So this person doesn't seem like that, but I think, unfortunately, we do have these things ingrained into us for some weird reason. And then they were like, no, this is just not, this is a quality person inside and out. Okay. All right. So let's go on to group 2. Okay, group 2, you got the Light Seers Tarot. Another one of my favorite tarot decks. Let's see, what does this person really think about you? As I said to group 1, I'm reading this from, a romantic point of view, but it could be anyone. And just if there's anything sort of, really specific to romance, just ignore that, obviously. What do they really think about you? Oops, okay. And let's get one more from this light, I think. Oh, you're getting a bonus. Bonus. Wonder if that has anything to do with if there was some boss that, this gets a little sticky, a little tricky, but there could be a boss could be attracted to you, especially if there was someone that you really worked with closely, and maybe you got a bonus for the project. You may have really impressed them, and they may even have a bit of a crush on you. I don't know if they're still your boss now or not, but that's for someone. Stranger things have happened. I don't know. It's got to be careful in the workplace. Wow. Okay, this person, to quote Bridgerton, burns for you. The Knight of Wands. I mean, this is the honeymoon period card. I mean, look at the horses like rearing to go. I think it's raring to go, but with the horse, I wasn't going to say rearing to go. I mean, she's literally on fire. No, that's the thing behind her. Fire. Might be someone who says that. Do kids still say that anymore? I don't even know. I'm so old, I don't even know what the fuck the cool thing. I had to ask my coworker. And now I hear it all the time, so I don't know. I didn't pay attention, but anyway, I was teaching this class, and this guy I had to work with a couple years ago. I was like, "Oh, hey, Sebastian, how's it going?" He's like, "It's been a minute." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I had to ask my millennial coworker. I'm like, "What does that mean?" She's like, "Oh, it just means we hadn't seen you in a long time." God, I've officially turned into an older person, and I kind of love it. They burn for you. They cannot stop thinking about you. This could be someone you're already, you may be in the honeymoon period with this person where you just can't get enough of each other, can't keep your hands off each other, or there's such palpable attraction. It's not, everyone sees it. Okay, you may be in a denial phase about it, or what reading am I doing? What do they think about you? I'm just going to tell you the scenario, not try to make it fit into exactly what they're thinking of you. So this is what I'm seeing in this situation. There is an extreme attraction between the two of you. I see it potentially being in a work setting, but it could be on a team. It could be anywhere, but it seems like a work setting. And the whole office is talking about it. And you're just like, no, we're just friends, because you don't, like, it's so strong, you don't even want to talk about it. Does that make sense? And I think both of you, it's like both of you are totally just so attracted to each other and want each other, but neither of you are fucking saying anything. And I feel like everyone else sees it. This is reminding me of my best friend. She met her husband at work. He would come into the office she worked in, and one of her coworkers says, "My God, you two, I could see you guys getting married." And they were just friends at that point. And she always says, "Yeah, that lady saw it before we were even there yet." But this is hot. Whoops. Oh, interesting. This could be someone that you actually um, have enough of a relationship with already that you kind of, wow. Look at that. Speaking of fire, look at these colors. Hot. Oh, but grounded. I love the Ace of Pentacles at the end. Can you guys see that? Okay, group 2. Here's what I'm getting. Yeah, this could be someone that you've developed a relationship with, whether you realize it or not. This could be someone that whenever you see them, you guys just talk and connect. Like you start connecting. I had this happen with someone I worked with. Well, it wasn't romantic, but we're literally the first time we met, we were talking about like the deepest shit, and it was just, I don't know, we skipped over the pleasantries or something. Maybe it's a soul connection. Maybe that's what that means. Um, and yeah, and we just had a special connection, a real connection. It wasn't just a superficial work thing. Like, hey, how you doing? And this was real. But because of that, we were pretty honest with each other. Like, we had to work together really, really closely. Like, literally locked in a lab, not locked in, but in a lab together for 6 months on this project, with leadership just not getting their shit together, trying to figure this stuff out. And we never fought, but we would have disagreements. And even we would joke at the end, we're like an old married couple, right? All the all the all the relationships, that stuff with none of the sex, basically. We didn't say that, but I just thought of that right now. It's funny. But so you may be close enough with this person that, or oh, you could be transitioning from the honeymoon period to the we're comfortable enough to speak up period. But that's where you really start to get to know someone. So they really want to get to know you. They want to get it. It's not going to be, oh, I got you and now I'm out. I scratched that itch. I scratched that itch. um, and now you're getting into the, what is this? Are we calling each other, boyfriend, girlfriend? Are we starting to think about and make plans and figure out, I don't know, how to go forward from there. And that, what I'm getting is that there's just a lot of emotions around. There's a lot of fear because this seems like, I feel like you both think this is the one if you've met this person. And it's scary. And so it comes out in sort of weird ways, but you guys have such intimacy. And I don't usually read the lover's card like that, but I'm just seeing that, it started out hot. It's still kind of fiery. I mean, there's a lot of fire here. This is competition, conflict. Maybe you guys do activities together. Like maybe you met hiking, or you like to bike, or you like to, yeah, it could be anything, whatever you like to do. Basketball, just work out together. That could be that as well. So maybe you meet this person doing something, some sort of extracurricular activity. Or they start walking with you at lunch or something at work. This person may be older. I'm seeing the gray in this guy's hair. And to me, it just shows wisdom. Like maybe they've been through it before. Your reading's totally taking off from what they think about you, but I'm just going to go with it. They may be older. There may be an age difference, maybe not. I mean, I know young people that are mature and old people that are immature, so it's not, maturity is not about age. But this person has been through it. They've probably I feel like they really fucked up before too. And they may be in recovery. But in essence, I think they just have been through it and really learned the lesson, did the work, figured things out, and are at a place where they want a real connection. It's not about, oh, that person's good looking and we happen to get along superficially, so you end up in a relationship. That's where the deep talks come in, and it gets real right away, not as in too serious, but as in, hey, let's be honest, like a different approach. And that I also see this person like, I'm committed to you. Oh, what was that show? It's probably something really cheesy and embarrassing that I watch. What was it? There was a show and it was like, I'm all in. Oh, it's probably Gilmore Girls. I've been watching that lately, but I love Gilmore Girls. It's probably Luke. It probably Luke to the Lorelai. I'm all in. But that's it. It's like, no, I'm in to see where this goes. Because the Lovers is about committing. Like it's when someone, in all the little choices they make through your whole life every day, that they choose you, at least more often than not. They can't choose you all the time. And they also probably see you as a very committed person. Again, because that lover shows, if I say I'm going to get up and work out, I get up and work out. If I say I'm not going to eat those potato chips, I don't eat the potato chips. If I say I'm going to stay on top of cleaning, I do it. And there's a confidence that comes with that. So they really admire that in you. And you're building something. You're planting a seed. I don't know if you like to garden, but they like your groundedness. So even if you're not a pentacle, an earth sign, they may see you as being grounded, and they like that. They like that some level of stability that you provide. Maybe people they've gone out with in the past have been, I don't know, just kind of, what's the word? Not floating, but drifting, I guess. Kind of drifting, not really knowing exactly what they want to do or where they're going. And that doesn't even mean, I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. Well, I do. I want to read tarot cards, but one that makes money. You can still be grounded even if you are not in your perfect whatever situation at this point. You can still have a really, I don't know, because this person has wisdom, they've been through it. They want someone who gets it, who has that perspective. And so they see in you that you don't sweat the small stuff. You realize that what it takes to make a relationship work is not how good looking you think the other person is. It's about, can you divide up the chores that has to happen around the household and support each other and be there for each other. And again, choose that person more often than not to show that you're truly committed to making this work day and day, to unpacking your shit when you do something wrong, to apologizing, to working together. This is a big deal. And this is sustained with this Ace of Pentacles. They see this too as being, it's weird. Group one was almost, it wasn't as deep as this. This is a bond. This is like, there's this, you will have a connection with this person even if it doesn't end up working out for some reason. And the reason would be a really practical one, like maybe one of you moves or something. I have to take my medic. Okay, we're going to go on to group 3. Oh. Oops. All right, what's the time here for group 3? Group 3, how's it going? So I'm just going to let you know that these readings are taking on a little bit of a life of their own. So it is a what do they think about your reading, but I'm just going to read what comes from the cards. So you're getting, because I didn't tell you what deck, the Fairy Tarot. So let's see what comes out for group 3. Well, that one popped right out. Let's just turn them over. What the hell? The Hierophant. It's funny. First, the words at the bottom caught my eye, and I actually don't usually read them because I don't want to. I want whatever message I have coming through first. But I saw camping. It's not what it says, but I saw camping. So you guys may like to camp. This person may like to camp. This person may see you as earthy and down to earth, adventurous. They may want to travel with you. Doesn't have to mean absolute camping. This is someone though that you could like sit out on a park bench and just chill and chat and just people watch with. And so they like that about you, that they love being with you, but there's a comfortableness where you guys don't have to be talking all the time. You have to be somewhat comfortable with a person, I think, to be able to just sit in silence and, I don't know, just enjoy being near each other. Whew, a little steamy. This person thinks you have wisdom. They like your spiritual take on things. They like the way your resilience maybe, and they like your grace potentially. They've maybe seen you go through some sort of difficult situations. Like I was in a job for a while. This wasn't a romantic person, but I was in a job for a while where I had these very high-powered surgeons, and I found some issues when I went in with whatever, we won't get into the details. But, it's just, if you find some of these things, you have to report them and fix them, and that's just the way it goes. Well, they didn't like that at all, so I can't tell you how many times these surgeons come in and just, I don't know, wanted to debate me into changing federal rules that I have no control over. And after, one of these interactions that happened often, I look at my coworker and I said, well, I'm getting really good at handling, you know, intimidating men or something like that. Um, and he looks right at me and he's like, yeah, but should you? Should you even have to become good at that? Um, so it may be someone who's seen you under pressure or seen you on the hot seat or whatever, and they were impressed because you laughed it off, or you didn't let it take up residence in your body, or if you did, you let it go, you processed it, you were able to process it in a healthy way, and they find that really attractive. Maybe in the past, because we always, whether we should or not, we compare people to the past, so they may have been with someone that was very dramatic or whatever, had maybe was young and didn't was still learning how to self-regulate. um, and anyway, they find that it's, I guess, some maturity, some life experience. They find that quite attractive in you, your ability to deal, basically, which is an incredibly important life skill. What do we have next? Page of Wands. Yeah, you spark something in them, and they see a spark in you. So if you're not a fire sign, though, they see you must um, give off a enthusiasm. Maybe you probably smile a lot. You're probably positive. You're 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 on board for doing something. You want to do this for the day. Let's do it. Yeah, and you have fun and you enjoy it. I think it goes back to that wisdom of understanding what's really important and um, being in the present moment. You meditate, and I don't know. There's a something about you they find very calming and peaceful, and they got their head on straight about what's really important. Maybe they go to work and people are freaking out over something important for the job, but in the grand scheme of things, like, why are we worrying about, like, it probably in the grand scheme of things is very superficial. And so they love being around you when, if, someone tracks mud in the house, it's, it's not a big deal. Some people, that's a big deal. They freak the fuck out over shit like that. And so they like that you're not, yeah, that it's a real practicality. It's kind of very Vermont. Very, I'm getting a Vermont, just practical person. Um, let's see. So, Page of Wands. So this could be someone you communicate with at work. So this doesn't mean you necessarily work with them, but maybe I mean, if you stop by a gas station or a whatever convenience store and that person works there, or you always seem to go there at the same time, you ever have that happen? You have the same schedule in the morning and you're both getting coffee or something. You're on your way to work. So even though you don't work with them, it's somehow tied to your work, or they're a client, or vice versa, of where you work, of the products or services that your company you work for gives. This could be also someone that an entrepreneur. They have messages though, so you're going to hear from this person. They may use work as an excuse to talk to you. Yes, that as well. Whoa, I didn't even look at this last card. Eight of Wands. This is I see some readers read this as arrows of love, just coming at you really, really fast, being swept off your feet. This is a quick moving card. So that things could get serious with this person quite fast. Just make sure they're not love bombing you. I don't see that happening really with the cards that are out, but I think it will be pretty mutual. There's just this strong, I mean, the wand cards are attraction. There's a strong attraction here. And yeah, so you guys may just feel like you can't even help it. Like why not just get together? Cuz there's that spontaneity too that they like. Um just saying what the I see you and I think they like this, just being like, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but if I hold back, I mean, you don't have to give everything right away, but if I hold back too much of myself and they're closed off because I'm afraid, we're not really going to be able to see if we're really compatible. I have to open myself up to some level of vulnerability. And I'm so sorry. And just see how it goes. Because otherwise, yeah, I'm putting up blocks. Not boundaries are healthy. Blocks are not. You guys could like the same music. You could like the same shows. You could connect over some sort of creative activity. Photography's coming up, but it could be um, kind of anything. Now I'm fidgeting. I'm sorry. Let's read, just for shits and grins, what Doreen has on these cards. For Unity, which is the Hierophant, and a traditional deck. I almost said normal deck. Traditional deck. Do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. Yeah, so you guys may share a similar values and way you perceive life, and like a philosophy in which you conduct yourself. So the Princess of Spring, which is the Page of Wands, optimistic, enthusiastic, creative, energetic. It's time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizons. Let your creativity take flight. They could be attracted to maybe your artistic, or you may dress. You may have a distinct way of dressing. Some people just have style, right? So you may have style that really attracted them to you in the first place. Eight of Spring, Eight of Wands. I can't read that angle. Stress that comes from having many things happen at once. Successful multitasking. Sudden events or changes. So the stress part of that is usually just, this is something you've wanted. It's kind of like if you apply for a job and you have the interview and they're like, okay, if you take this job, you have to move. And when could you start? I mean, it's all been talked about, right? And then you get the job and you're like, fuck, I have to move in a month. And there's all this stress, even though it's totally something you wanted. So that's where I think there's going to be a moment with this person where you will have to, and they'll probably recognize it in you, or you'll even talk about it with them. Maybe, actually, you guys may have a conversation where it's like, okay, how are we going to handle this? Are we going to play the games, or are we going to be honest? I almost feel like you guys will make a pact. Like this is that communication here, to be honest and open and just give it a try. It's like you see that in romantic comedies, but that's what I kind of see you doing. Like, let's just, you don't have to be brutally honest, but let's just be honest about things and see where it goes. And talk about it regularly. It almost sounds like you have a formal agreement, you know what I mean, about certain things, but I don't think it's like literally, it's not 50 Shades of Grey, um, but I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of pillow talk going on, but you talk about like, do you want kids? How's your relationship with your family? How do you think housework should be divided up? All the things that really make a marriage, give it a much better shot, because if they want kids and you don't, or if their family's horrible but they can't stand up to them, and have hated all their other relationship partners, and they believe, you know, they have these, very traditional, like the woman does everything in the house or something, and you're like, well, I like to do stuff outside, so we have to divide up the housework. You just never trust me. This happened to me. You never know unless you really ask what people think about things, and we make a lot of assumptions. So I see you guys. They like that you're ready to just be like, no, let's fucking do it. Let's just be totally upfront with each other, and see how it goes. It's almost like an experiment. Huh. I don't know. Now I've gotten off on this other thing, like one of those, oh, I hate them. I hate them so much. Those dating shows. Although I tried watching one of them, The Bachelorette or Bachelor or something, and I just couldn't. I just couldn't. Dating in general makes me go, ugh. So I would never want to go on a dating show where I'm, oh, that sounds horrible. And anyway, that's nothing to do with my feelings on the subject. Or maybe like speed dating. I don't know. You could meet them on a dating site too. All right, I don't know why your reading is so much longer, I think, than other people, but we're going to stop there, group 3. Good luck. Bye.